Hello, this is episode 2 of The World According to Ali. And Elia? Yeah? Cool. Both of us. Guest speaker Elia, my beautiful daughter. Episode 2, which means after episode 1, I wasn't hunted down and killed, which I will take as a good sign to continue. It's Sunday the 17th of January 2016.
Can I talk?
Yeah, of course you can. Ellie wants to talk. Go on.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, we've got some questions. We'll wait till the questions, yeah? Right, anyway, I haven't competed this weekend, in case you're wondering. So I haven't got much to say there, really. Yeah, you can when I've got a question. Don't hog the limelight. I suppose I'm hogging the limelight, aren't I? Anyway, so today's...
I want the two.
Okay, but you can. Gosh, she's so excited. Today's questions, we've got some interesting ones. So question 1, we've got from... Oi, shush. We've got from Dave Loveridge. Okay. And it is, how do you think the big commercial companies such as Tough Mudder, Spartan and Toughest will respond to the call of a more independent championships for obstacle racing, obviously? Will this be the end of the commercial championships? That's a really interesting question. At first, I didn't feel qualified in the slightest to give any kind of intelligent answer, or even an unintelligent answer, because you're like, oh, what does that mean? But, what? Oh, BA, you haven't even started playing with this, come on.
No, I can't.
Just play with it. So, this question, I mean, at first when you look at it, shush, play with your toys, you're a child, you're supposed to play. Yes, you can. Anyway.
I can't.
Anyway, an independent championships is basically open to anyone, right? So as long as you qualify in, the various events you go through, it's for anyone to further the sport. Whereas obviously the commercial ventures, the brands, they're only for the branded races. But what that really comes down to as a distinction is you've got a brand versus a sport. So, will the commercial championships end? Well, the thing about the commercial championships is one of the things that marks something being more commercial is that they generally have a lot more money. And if they have a lot more money, they have a lot more marketing. And if they have a lot more marketing, they have a lot more money. And so on. So, an independent championships will in no way threaten the commercial ventures. You can easily draw analogies to this sort of thing when you've got say a sport or an activity versus a brand. For example, my gym's an independent. There's only one of our gym. Even though we've got a brand, we've got a reputation, we've only got one location. We're not commercial, we don't have any sort of mainstream impact of any kind. So are we going to threaten Virgin and all those other commercial ventures in the gym world? Despite the fact that we're obviously much, much better. No, of course not. They have far more money, far more marketing power, However, people going into the commercial ventures, because they capture such a wide network of people, they draw people into a particular scene. So with the commercial ventures like Tough Mudder, if you say to just sort of the average person, what do you know about obstacle racing? Then they'll be like, what do you mean? Do you mean like Tough Mudder? Right? And that's the sort of effect. A lot of people don't even know there's obstacle racing outside of Tough Mudder. So quite how an independent championships would even slightly threaten that, it won't. However, what it would do is that an independent championships would create legitimacy for the sport. So whereas people would maybe at first only think of Tough Mudder when they get into obstacle racing and think, oh, that's that Tough Mudder stuff because the brand is so strong. When they get into it and they think, oh, do you know what, I like this, I want to do more of this, and they look at more races, and then they see that actually there's a sport evolving, and it just creates an escalator type effect where people move on. The independent championships will also, through the sport aspect of it, create the tiered system, which allows people to then, you know, really get serious about it. When people get serious about it, they talk about it. That then means people won't go, oh, I'll have a go at this obstacle racing, it seems like a cool thing. Where are they going to look first? Well, they're probably going to find the biggest name. Biggest name being the one with the most marketing, like Spartan, like Tough Mudder. So, you know, really, I only see these two things helping each other. I can't actually see how one would threaten the other in any way. The brands, you know, with their huge amount of marketing sway and huge amount of footfall, will always capture the lion's share of the market. But that's no bad thing, because then the greater the footfall, the more people you're going to get coming through to an independent, because they're going to want more. And commercial ventures can only offer so much, you know. So a very good question, but I do not see how one threatens the other. Okay, it's much more of a case of they build each other, you know. But especially the brands tend to build the independents, because that's where a lot of the people come from in the first place. So yeah, interesting question. Right then, question 2 is from, who's it from? Kerry, that's right, Kerry going. Yeah? And it is, we know who your favourite nursery rhyme character is, Jack. That's Jack from Jack and the Beanstalks. Who is your favourite superhero and why? Now that is an awesome question. Who's your favourite superhero, Elia? Who do you like at the moment?
Captain America.
Oh, Elia likes Captain America. Is it because you fancy him?
Yeah.
There you go. See? Simple version. Okay. Now there's quite a sort of selection of popular superheroes. You know, isn't that right? And my favourite, and always has been my favourite since I was, you know, tiny, probably the same size as this one, is Spider-Man. Do you like Spider-Man, Elia?
I just love Captain America.
Oh, bless you. You're a one-guy gal. That's quite sweet. Yeah, I love Spider-Man. And
I love Hulk too.
you do love Hulk, and you like Thor as well, don't you?
Yeah.
And you like the Avengers, basically. A bit of a groupie, you know.
I love Thor.
You love Thor. Who's the other one then? So you said you love Captain America, Hulk, Thor. Who else? It's Iron Man.
Yep.
It's Iron Man number 4. So you like the Avengers, don't you?
Uh-huh.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Anyway, but
Captain America.
yeah, Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man.
Yeah. How many do you love?
I love 1.
I love 4.
You do. Anyway, Spider-Man is my favourite, and always has been.
3.
No, 1, 2, 3. Shush now. What were you going to say? 1 to 3 what? You've forgotten. Anyway, Spider-Man. Now, a funny thing about what? You're really rude. Do you know that? You keep butting in. Go on.
I love all of the superheroes.
All of them. You're just a superhero groupie, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I love this many.
Wow, 10.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Anyway. The ironic thing about Spider-Man being my favourite superhero is that
I love Spider-Man too.
I'm scared of spiders.
I am.
So is Elia. I'm not supposed to say that in front of Elia. I'm not really scared of spiders. I get rid of them sometimes.
Sometimes I do.
I'm scared of them. But yeah, Spider-Man. And why? Why is Spider-Man my favourite? Ellie, will you let me talk for a minute? What?
I love walking chairs.
Okay, you are now not contributing anything useful. Okay, so Spider-Man is my favourite. I think one of the things about Spider-Man that I got from when I was young, shush, is what?
I love
You just burped.
walking chairs.
You said that already, and it was nonsense the first time you said it, and it's drivel again.
I love walking computers.
Brilliant. Okay. Anyway, how do you deal with crazy little people like this? So yeah, one of the big things about Spider-Man that always like struck me as a kid, like compared to other superheroes, like you know you got a lot of your popular ones, guys like Wolverine, Hulk, Batman, Superman. You know, let's not get into Marvel versus DC. Let's just say their names and forget about it. It's like these guys, they're like really, really popular, okay, but they're basically indestructible. Superman's a god. Batman hasn't even got any superpowers, but he's so rich, you know, that he can just invent something.
I love Batman too.
Oh, okay. You know, he can invent something practically indestructible like his armour or whatever, and he can just sort of stand in the way of stuff and generally get blattered and he'll just have a bruise or something. He's fine. You know, he's invincible in his attitude, you know, I'm Batman. You know, that's all you get out of him. Hulk is obviously, you know, Hulk, he's indestructible. Wolverine heals, you know. Yeah, these guys basically don't have to get out of the way of anything. It just hits them and they sort of get up, dust themselves off. Whereas Spider-Man, he's always getting out of the way of stuff, you know. Like, he's always dodging and diving and, you know, just from a basic survival point of view, that, like, A, is smarter, right? But B, it also shows that, you know, the character's vulnerable, you know. He can't just stand there in front of whatever's being thrown at him. He has to get out of the way. He has to use his brain. He has to react. What?
Like,
What? Brilliant.
Talking.
Shush, let me talk. And, you know, that vulnerability is also shown in his character in his life. You know, a lot of the other characters, well, they're like bazillionaires, or, you know, or they do like the Wolverine thing where they don't live life and they sort of just sod off, right? And sort of neglect everything. And, you know, that's a detachment thing. Whereas Spider-Man, or Peter Parker, he's trying to live an everyday life. What? What's so frantic? What?
This.
No, you're going to do that. You read it. I'm doing this.
Look at this.
Yeah, you put a boat in their mouth. Well done. You know, he's really struggling to live a day-to-day life. So he's constantly trying to pay his bills. He's getting jobs and losing jobs. He's struggling to study at uni, even though he's really, really smart. And he's struggling to do the right thing by his family, like his Aunt May. What?
I love a superhero corner.
What does that mean? And, you know, he's always struggling, like all the time with everything, you know, because, and this is one of the things that I get from Spider-Man more than I get from the others, is that he's always trying to do the right thing. You know, like a lot of these other characters put themselves or their feelings first, you know, in one way or another. Whereas Peter Parker, you know, he's always struggling with life because he's got the weight of responsibility, like the whole saying. With great power comes great responsibility. And that resonates more with that character than any of the other superheroes for me. So, you know, he doesn't have loads of money, even though he's super smart, you know. He's always trying to like keep like his family happy. He's trying to like keep his girlfriends happy, but he's also trying to save the world because he can, or at least he can try to. He's got the power to, right? And so he's always exhausted. You know, he's always late for stuff. You know, even though punctuality is a big deal for me, I'll allow him that one. And you know, I just really like, you know, the whole aspect that he hasn't given up on life. But he also hasn't put himself first, you know, and trying to do the right thing. Whatever their situation is going on, he's always like, you know, what is the right thing to do? And he's always picking that first, and then it puts him into a whole heap of trouble in himself. But he just goes, you know what, I'm always going to try and do the right thing. And so that you know, like really got to me, I think, as a kid. And, you know, I didn't have a father figure growing up, but I had Spider-Man, you know. And as cheesy as that sounds, you know, like when I was a little kid, man, that meant a lot. And Spider-Man is just like, when I grow up, that's the guy I want to grow up to be like. I want to grow up to be like Spider-Man, you know. And yeah, do the right thing. And even if it lands you in hot water, or even if you end up struggling as a result, doesn't matter, In any of them situations, generally, if you whittle everything down to doing the right thing, there's usually only one choice of action. So you pick that, and I really feel that with Spider-Man, and not all those other guys who either don't care, do a runner, the gods, or whatever, Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I hope that answers question 2. Tiny bit distracted, but also Spider-Man looks damn cool, and you know what as well, is that I look wicked in the Spider-Man outfit, and I might have to prove that again soon. But yeah, anyway, question 2 done. Right then, question 3, which is from Wendy Williams. What got you motivated to start your own gym? Which is corker of a question, really. In case you're wondering, Ellie's over there. She's eating. Isn't that right, Elia? Yeah, you're being all quiet now for once. Anyway, so what got me motivated to start my own gym? Well, see, the thing is like, ever since I was little, tiny, I loved training, I loved exercise, I loved physical things, and I loved people like, what?
Can you talk a bit quieter?
No, I'll finish this, then you can do whatever, yeah? Anyway, Ellie just told me to shut up if you didn't hear. So yeah, anyway, when I was a kid, like, I had like heroes like Arnie and Bruce Lee and Spider-Man and stuff like that, and aspects of physicality, right? So quite quickly I was like, right, want to develop physicality. And as you go on through life, naturally you find yourself in gyms, don't you? And gyms are always a sort of certain way, they're always the same way pretty much, and they're sort of kind of cool places to hang out and so on and so forth. But I'll tell you what, once I really started getting into training and physical stuff, I mean, I love training obviously, and I love everything to do with physicality and physical culture and developing that, and all aspects of expressing the physical self, and so for my training and me wanting to like train other people and help them develop their ability to express themselves physically, that is all coming from a place of love, I love it. It's a passion, like it just burns brighter every day and doesn't diminish. But if I had only love, and this is my theory on this, if I had only love for this stuff, I'll do it anyway. I could go into a commercial gym.
Dad?
I could do it in a leisure centre in a park.
Dad,
What?
can you shut up?
I will when I'm done. Okay, don't be so rude. You make loads of noise. Now I'm going to make a little bit. And the flip side of passion, of love, is hatred. Dissatisfaction. Not being happy, not being content. And that is me with basically the entire fitness world, pretty much all of it. I'm, not happy with the environments, and not happy with the marketing, which is usually aimed at making people feel bad, to exploit them. I'm not happy with the other fitness professionals in general, because, they're a bunch of scammers, they're just selfish, shallow, just dishonest people a lot of the time, the management structure within the leisure industry is horrific. It's just based on lies, and I hate all of it. It's horrific. Everything. So like everything about it is all built on false promises and things that aren't real. And fundamentals that are just fundamentally wrong. And I hate all of it. It makes my skin crawl, it makes me feel angry, it makes me feel sick. So if you feel that way, you have a love and it's coupled with this massive hatred, what are you going to do? You're either going to be really frustrated and unhappy because your love and your hate cause huge conflict, right? And you'll just be miserable. Or you can take things in your own hands and think, right, you know what? I'm going to make a change. And if you're wondering why they're shaking, it's because Elliot keeps wiggling at the table. Anyway. So yeah. You know, you can basically live in conflict, or you can think to yourself, right, I'm going to take that hatred and it's going to give me an answer, you know, because of what I love to do. And for me, because I hated everything, the environment, you know, the people in it, the management structure, the exploitation, everything, you know, the branding, the sales techniques, all of it, you know, but I loved what I do. So then I want to take away what I hate so that I can have nothing but love, I guess you could say. And that's what PTS is for me, you know, is a purer environment for me to have what I love, so that I can give that to people, so that people can feel it themselves, you know. Because if you love exercising, or if you love physical culture, you know, or even if you just want some change, you know, which is anybody that sets foot in the door of any gym, they're after change. It's as simple as that. They're not satisfied with where they are. They might be happy. You can be happy, but you're not content, right? That's fine. And all of a sudden, these places become vehicles for, you know, remaining the same and not changing. And yeah, you get like promises given to you and little lies and stuff like that, but it's just wrong. And so for me, PTS is like the environment is designed to foster that, create that environment to bring that change. You know, you want that change, this is what you have to do, and make you like really be in an environment where it's just all about that bit of pressure, you know, but so you can get that change, you know, and that's what I love about it, you know. And it's basically so that I can remove the hatred, of the contempt, of the dishonesty, the exploitation, and you know what, the lack of passion, you know. It's so sterile and, you know, so emotionless, these places, and everybody acts that way. They go into these, you know, people go into these gyms and they're like, you know, hamsters in hamster wheels, you know, just everybody's in their own little cubicles, and you know, the emotion is gone. Even the music is emotionless, everything is emotionless, you know. And terrific, because you need emotion to create the steps in order for you to feel the desire, you know, that you need to keep changing. Because once the emotion's gone, there's nothing, you know. You're literally just spinning in place. You don't feel nothing, you don't do nothing. And yeah, you might be like burning some calories or doing something like that, but that's not really facilitating any proper change in your life, you know. And that's what, you know, for me, starting up the gym was all about, is being in a place where, you know, like it radiates that passion, you know. And then if I radiate that passion and then someone else comes in and they feel that passion and then that ignites them, then you've got more than one person that feels that way, and then more people come in and it all grows and becomes exponential. Yes, Ellie is back.
Thirsty.
Well, there's a drink right here, as if by magic. Put your foot away. Do you want to drink that? No. Alright, well then you don't want to drink. It's as simple as that.
I want a different drink.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm tough. There's a drink there that I've made for you. See how we get on? Get your feet down. I'll hold your feet instead. See, this is Elia performing for the camera. She's normally a lot better behaved than this, but she thinks this is funny. So yeah, I hope anyway that answers the question, what got me motivated to start my own gym, which really, if I put it in a one-word answer, would be hatred. But the real core behind that hatred is love. So yeah, take from that what you will. And you know what, it's like, I'm no longer motivated by hate, to be perfectly honest with you, because now I've created my own gym. I just feel love in it. It's wicked, and even though hate is the thing that really got it going, like that's pretty much gone now because I'm in the environment that I love to be in, and so it's all good. And yeah, I'll continue to grow the gym and make it better and better and better because I love it, and that isn't out of hatred, you know, because to be honest with you, I'm no longer in touch with all of that stuff because it's rubbish, because I hate it. I don't keep in contact with it, you know. Although I hear about a few people that like to, you know, stay and watch what we do every day, even though they hate us, which I think is a little bit weird. And you've got to live a miserable life to do that. But yeah, apologies for Elliot being such a numpty. And oh yeah, I do believe actually there's a little bonus question I need to answer, so I'll answer that in a second. Okay, bonus question, real quick, from Nicholas Coe. The year is 2030. The UK is now the manufacturing and development centre for the military of the glorious Democratic People's Republic of North Korea. All gyms are under government control and are used as soldier farms for the growing armed forces as our glorious leader expands his reach to achieve world domination. As the owner of PTS, producer of the finest soldier specimens the world has ever seen, you are summoned to Pyongyang to act as personal trainer to our glorious and brave leader. He's a chubby, short man boy with a terrible haircut and a penchant for outrageous propaganda and weird fetish play. After a good session squatting with the cherub-like dictator and reassuring him his moves are indeed pecs, he demands you give him a naked, sweaty piggyback around the palace. If you don't, he will announce to the world on the only TV channel available at the global mandatory watch time that you take illegal steroids, have been faking your PBs and tried to grope him, including state-produced doctored footage and evidence. What do you do? Piggyback a sweaty, naked, chubby Korean in private, or publicly annihilate your reputation and dignity? And honestly, this is like one of the easiest questions of all time, to be perfectly honest with you. Seems like it took him an hour to write that out. But quite simply put, I ain't going to do anything I don't want to do. Simple as that. Numerous people have tried wrecking up my reputation, and no doubt more people in the future will try. Bring it on. Yeah. Only people I let on my back are the people that I let on my back. Yeah, it's as simple as that. So if some little funny sweaty man is going to try and blackmail me into getting on my back, that's a no, I'm afraid. And all that propaganda, all that stuff that coming out to wreck my reputation, who cares? Seriously, ain't gonna wreck my reputation. So easiest question of all time, really. I ain't gonna do nothing I don't want to do. Easy. Cheers.